Oh, what else can go wrong?
Apparently we're going live.
Yeah.
PTR Radio.
Spectacular group of men. You go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. We're going to let Colin continue to resolve his issues.
So Colin's audio only.
While he's
yes,
audio,
I'm audio only.
There's no reason why we can't just enjoy Colin's audio while he figures this out. At least we have audio. 10 minutes ago, we didn't have that. So,
This is true.
You know, it's folks, welcome to what is going to be our most technologically challenging episode of PTR Radio. We are coming to you live from 3 different studios, which we haven't done, well,
ever.
Let's put it this way, ever, yeah. And we will be simultaneously monitoring multiple feeds for information so that all of us can keep abreast of the situation going on throughout the country and, in fact, the world right now, which really is an international shortage of toilet paper. We don't know how it happened or what caused it, but somewhere, somehow, we've run out of TP. And bathrooms around the globe are trying to recover from this incredible shortage. So, and evidently Mike has decided to become Cobra Commander while we were at it. So, you know, either that or he is Kylo Ren. I'm not sure which one. So
I'm actually one of the extras from The Last Dragon, ready to fight at Seventh Heaven.
Okay. So yeah.
This is actually a woodworking mask that I asked for Christmas when I was actually doing like carving wood signs and what have you. And apparently they're going for like $100 on Amazon now, even though I know they're not really effective.
Yeah. Oh, so many people are using things that aren't effective. It's not even funny. In fact, talking about not being effective, I may have screwed up the title of this show again, even though that was not the intent. But somehow I think the stream is saying that it is January 27th. I don't know why. I've only said...
We were talking about Wish in the title, but...
That it's 3:20.
I do have to say...
Yeah.
I do have to say that Kim was stopping at the liquor store on the way home. She's like, "Do you want anything?" Of course I do.
Oh, great. And now our stream is dying while we're at it. Because why not? Oh, there we go. We just had a hiccup. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah. Our... Yeah, so our stream right now is 127/2020. That is a lot of lumen. Because why not? That's not what we were going to talk about at all today. But right now, hell, that's going to be our show. And we're not going live on Twitch. And did Colin just start a vacuum cleaner next to his microphone? I think so.
No,
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Just, I had to use my older device, and it likes to run its fan.
Okay. Well, that's all right. So, for those of you that are curious, damn it. Now I have an issue with headphones because we can't have anything work for more than 2 seconds here, the way that this is currently orchestrated. Duct tape and baling wire would be an improvement.
You can grab my headphones.
Yeah, I could, actually.
So, Mama Blair writing in saying I had to buy a freestanding toilet paper holder today. So, that must mean that you have toilet paper. It's a good thing.
Yeah. That would definitely be an encouraging sign. For those of you that are curious, Colin's missing out. Or no, I think we had the dog in the studio last time you were here, didn't we, Colin?
No.
So here we can see the dog running the studio now. You know, she's doing her thing.
This is the first time I've ever seen that side of the studio.
Well, there's a reason why. You see what it looks like.
We'll say.
So now we have puppy power in the studio, but it was the only way to keep her quiet. So now she roams the studio all the time, which is not a bad thing. You know, we are a dog loving show.
Yes. So
Mike, I mean, we've just had a ton of topics come up, lately. So other than this, what else is going on?
You mean as far as the state or
the world?
Because pretty much everything is effed right now.
Yeah, we really can't get away from this, can we? It's dominating the news cycle.
Look, there's a whole reason that we're in 3 different studios tonight, and that's because it's Corona season.
Yeah. You know, we go winter, Corona, spring, summer, fall. That's now the way we're going to go. Somebody said, "Are we replacing going postal with going, Corona?"
No, look. This is one of those situations where we're going to joke about this.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
We have to.
Because that is kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, even though we're not getting paid, that's kind of our job right now, is to make light of the situation to try and help keep spirits up. Because otherwise, what the hell point do we have here?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't understand why we're doing what we're doing tonight, then you obviously don't understand the celebrity death pool. You don't understand most of our show. You know, this is, like Mike said, this is our job. This is how we deal with situations like this, because it's the only way that we know how. Okay,
and in addition to that, I think we're kind of explaining this because we're like the only live entertainment that's on right now.
Apart from
any
news.
other live entertainment is pretty much canceled.
Yeah.
Unless it's before curfew.
Oh, see, you guys have a curfew?
You go to the store. What's that?
You guys actually have a curfew in New York or in New Jersey?
Well, as of today, we have a suggested curfew. Now, non-essential businesses must close at between 8 p.m. and 5 p.m. as of today. So in about a half hour, every non-essential business is going to be closed.
Okay.
Also, between that time, it is recommended that you limit non-essential travel.
Okay.
So if you have to go to get to the pharmacy to get a prescription, if you have to go to the supermarket, if you have to go take care of elderly, or if you have to leave to go to work at an essential place of business, you're allowed to travel. Otherwise, it's discouraged.
Right.
Which in New Jersey means by next week, they're going to start telling you, stay in your freaking house, assholes.
Yeah, and we haven't outlined times yet, and I have been pretty much staying up to date on the press conferences around here. We haven't been outlining times. What we have been doing is probably the same thing you guys are, which is saying groupings of X amount of people or more, those are outright banned from occurring, to which some bar owners and things are breaking the law, quite frankly, right now. Those were executive orders that were issued. We have, as of end of night tonight, restaurants and bars are closed to patrons. Restaurants are allowed to serve drive-through service, but no lobbies will be open. I checked with my daughter who works at a bank, and she said bank drive-thrus are the only things which will be available. And even then, all bank employees, at least within her branch, will be wearing gloves. Which I was kind of surprised they weren't doing all that already, because as we know, the best place for cocaine is on money. There's that stuff going on. And then today, the official announcement went out that non-essential state government employees will no longer be at work, and even essential employees, if there is a capability for them to remote work, then that's what is being implemented. So, like myself, I will be working from home I don't know what the actual timeline was, because I was too busy trying to make it so that the announcement could be put out to actually read the announcement. But I believe that's probably for the next 2 weeks. Beyond that, I'm not sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, I spent all day sitting around at work going, okay, what are we doing here? And every time I heard anybody like sniff or sneeze, I felt like running out the door screaming.
Yeah, and a lot of people were similar to that. Let's see here. I'm trying to. Yeah, I have been working on stuff, since last Thursday night to get prepared and to, try and ready. We had people working 24 hours a day to try and enable telecommute for 30,000 employees over the weekend. So you can imagine that takes a Herculean effort. What was originally quoted to be done?
That's just crazy.
What originally we thought would take 2 weeks, they did in 2 days. That's the amount of resources we're throwing at this to try and make it so that people don't have to be out if they absolutely don't have to.
So did they figure it out?
Did they figure it out how to do it? Yeah, that's why the message went out.
I haven't got the message yet. So
okay,
good to know.
It went out shortly after 4:30 because we had issues. So you might want to check your email.
Yeah, I'm trying to now.
Yeah. Beyond that, I've been trying to we're trying to put together a statewide response website so that multiple agencies can collaborate together. Because as Mike, you probably happened in New Jersey, it's not just like the Department of Health dealing with this. You've got governor's office, you've got emergency management, you've got state police, you've got everybody who has to coordinate together. And, it's not a joke. What was it? I don't remember if it was 400 people in one night or 1,400 people in one night in India died. I know those are world apart numbers, but it was a significant number. It wasn't like 40 people. It was in the hundreds or slightly over 1,000, and I can't remember. And it does affect.
I know the number of confirmed cases, not deaths, but confirmed cases in New Jersey doubled from yesterday to today, almost doubled.
Yeah, it is
went from 98 to 176 or 178.
Yeah, I know that we had 36. We were like trending pretty decently as far as low infiltration rates, and then overnight we got like a 36. We went up 36 in one night, which was double or triple what we had done previously.
And that's probably in part to everyone returning back home through O'Hare because of the travel ban.
Yeah, we did have, and there was some federal, issues with that because, as was shown on multiple national news outlets, there were huge lines and congestion and everything else like that because they didn't have enough screeners, which slowed down processing, which, creates a situation where you have a ton of people gathered in one space, and it doesn't take much to pass the infection when it gets to that point. So, yeah, no, I told my wife, I'm like, thank God we're homebodies and we don't go anywhere, because travel right now would really suck and would really be an issue. So, and Mike, I know you guys' business has been affected by this.
Yeah. ours, see, it's strange. It's not because people can't buy from us because, we're online.
Right.
But the way things are right now, and Kim and I were talking about this because her job, she works part-time for a company called the Pool Factory. And we've talked about what their demand and what their business is going to look like because, sooner or later, people are going to be like, well, if my job is shut down for 2 weeks, I got to cut back, and a pool is a luxury.
Discretionary spending goes out the window first.
So, and that's where our gifts, the business is coming down because discretionary, not just for gifts, but the promotional side as well. Yeah. Discretionary spending is the first thing to be cut from any organization. A lot of our peer businesses, like in some of these groups that do, other gift businesses, we're seeing their big clients were schools. Well, guess what? Schools are shut down for weeks or more. A lot of these businesses are not going to survive.
Schools here have closed down.
The long and the short of it.
Schools here have closed down till the end of the month, and the headline I read yesterday said the CDC recommends 8 weeks, which effectively ends school for the year.
Yeah, Disney is now completely shut down. The resorts are closed.
Colin, what are you going to do?
Disney Springs is shut down. But here's the big thing. Vegas is closing down. When Vegas closes down,
it's an
real
issue. Yeah, I mean,
because there was someone responding to that on it was Twitter. Like they used to work on the bomb squad in Las Vegas, and they said they had to come up with procedures to take out bombs in the roads without closing down the casinos, because you can't close down the casinos for a bomb because it would cost too much. So if they won't close down for a bomb, but they will close down for this, it's big.
Well, I'll tell you when I knew it was a big problem and when we had to absolutely do something. And that was, I believe it was Saturday night, when the news was broken to me that America's dad, Tom Hanks, was diagnosed. Like, this cannot go on. We must fight this. We must live on. We must endure. We will win the day. Everything that Bill Pullman said. We have to do that. This is our 4th of Independence Day.
Idris Elba today.
Yep. And somebody from the Game of Thrones and The Witcher.
Tom Hanks and Rita. Yeah, well, Idris Elba,
Wilson.
all right.
It's Rita Wilson. You can remember it because it's the name of the bowl.
Yeah, so they were discharged from the hospital today and released into self-quarantine because their symptoms are improving already.
Yeah. Somebody actually gave Tom Hanks a volleyball with a red handprint on it when he went into quarantine.
Sure. But what I was going to say, Idris Elba, he's the Black Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I mean, look. Now, I made the mistake, if you could call it that, of watching another podcast today that we've talked about, the Conspiracy Horsemen. And they made they made a good argument that this did not really the country was not put into a panic until 3 things happened. 1, President Trump said, not really, there's nothing to panic about, nothing to fear. 2, the NBA player who mockingly touched every microphone suddenly becomes, this is within 24 hours, becomes the first case in the NBA of coronavirus, which was the first domino of all professional sporting events being suspended. So you have a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tom Hanks. You have an actor. The conspiracy is very politically based, and I will leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been too many of those. Like the one that Bill Gates created the virus. That's why he decided to leave the Microsoft board.
Oh, see, I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, so I started to talk about how we've gone through the toilet paper issue.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The bottled water issue, I don't understand.
Well, my wife
'Cause
doesn't
the
either.
faucet still works.
Yeah, she's like, wait, the faucet still works. It's not in the water. You know? And
as I said in a Facebook post earlier, I said, as I was leaving BJ's, I see one woman walk into her car with a Brita filter. I rolled down my window. I said, "You are the smartest freaking person in this store."
she can make
Everybody else
filtered
fighting over water. She's got a Brita pitcher.
Yeah. It's like the guy walking out with a little life straw. You know.
And then
I saw a picture
Go ahead,
of a room with two dogs sitting in there with toilet paper all over the place, and the dogs obviously just chewed up. I said, "Yeah, if you preppers come home and find this."
Well, I thought what was funny was I had one guy at work who goes, "Yeah, we got 2 dogs at home, and we were concerned about, dog food shortage." And so I made sure that my wife went out and got some extra dog food just in case. And she said, well, after she came back, she goes, well, thank you for thinking of the dogs. He goes, no, I was thinking about us. We need to keep them fat just in case,
So, my favorite quasi-militant group. Come on, guys. Who is it?
PETA.
Close.
Anti-vaxxers.
Close.
Anti-vaxxers.
Who do I battle?
Vegans.
Who do I battle all the time?
Vegans.
The vegans. Thank you.
Oh, damn it.
So
sorry, I got 2 out of 3.
So, Vegan Nation. Yeah, well, in fairness to you, Shag, I do have I have beef with a lot of people. So,
not with the PETA, you don't.
The vegans.
Dad joke.
They start going off because there's a shortage on meat.
Yeah.
In addition to toilet paper, water, and now meat, there's a shortage around here.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. Everybody's hoarding this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a thread in the community page where they talk about this store just got a delivery. Here's a picture. They just got chicken, but there's no okay, fine. The vegans chime in.
There's plenty of tofu. Is that what they said?
You could get just as much protein from beans and rice, and it'll be cheaper and it'll last longer. Oh, I was ready for them. I posted up a picture from BJ's when I was standing in line. All the bulk beans and rice are gone. I posted up the picture and I said, which one of you, okay, fine, but which one of you vegans are hoarding all the beans and rice?
Yep.
Suddenly, crickets.
Well,
because apparently, I was wrong for pointing that out.
Oh, how dare you, sir? How dare you?
What in the Sam hell is making all of this noise?
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
I hear someone over in the background over my work machine because I finally got fed up with trying to use this giant sound bar since I rearranged everything now. And I've been using just a little Bluetooth ounce speaker. I guess maybe my machine restarted and that was the speaker connecting and reconnecting. I don't know. So, yes, I managed to piss off all the vegans. Again.
Well, good.
Good job. They deserve
my
it.
humor is laced with meat byproducts.
Good job.
Hey, Shaggy, just FYI, I have not received any emails.
Okay. They should have. Oh. They went to my department. I don't know if they've gone to all the other ones yet.
Okay. But that is one thing I have been prepping. I've been getting ready for having to work from home.
Yeah.
So, when I left work today, I took everything that I might need to work from home. I brought my good mouse, my good keyboard.
It's funny that you have a good mouse and good keyboard. Yep.
Well, they've Cherry MX Blues. It's and if somebody tries to mug me, I can hit them over the head with it, and it'd be a great weapon. But
the irony is, I can imagine him like holding it up to the camera, like he's trying to show us, forgetting that we couldn't.
Yeah.
So we can't see.
But I don't have it in the room with me because otherwise I would totally would like. By the way, I think I figured out how to tell Chrome what to do, but it won't let me do it without resetting the browser. So.
Well, reset the browser.
Okay.
Your picture will still show. We just won't hear from you for a while. It'll be like the Colin show.
Okay, I'll just try it a bit. But the other thing I've done is I've actually ordered a new computer because I only have a couple services here now. So I've ordered a new desktop and an ultra wide monitor because I figured, well, instead of having two monitors, why not just have one really wide monitor?
Yeah, I agree. Well, redo and you'll come back.
Yep.
So man.
So one of the what, Mike?
So all the restaurants around here, the way the curfew works is the restaurants can only do curbside, takeout, or delivery, right?
Yeah.
And most of the local restaurants have been posting up. In fact, one of them even posted up today that we're open for takeout, call ahead, and during this time we're getting 25% off all orders. I'm like, wow. Now, Hooters closed until further notice. They're not even doing curbside or nothing.
All right. We're going to have to have... I just got word. We're going to have an abbreviated call tonight, or abbreviated show tonight. As in, we got 30 more minutes.
So let's do the movie review.
Let's do the movie review.
I'm sorry, Shag.
No, it's okay.
This is the world we live in right now, so...
Yeah, guys, we're sorry. We will we'll do shows as we can, but this is unfortunately the way it is. We already had a hard out that we were going to have to do at 8:00, and it's gotten worse. So I don't know what to tell you. It is the way it is. So anyway, all right, Mike. I'm going to because we don't have Colin back yet that I know of. So let's see here.
So our two movies were Super Detention and Demolition U. And if you'd like, I will happily go first. Or if you'd like to go first, it's up to you.
Nope, you can go first. Take it away, Mike.
Which one are we talking about?
Pick one.
Pick one. Okay. Let's talk about Super Detention.
Okay.
So, this movie, as I go to check it out, there's not a single trivia item for it on IMDb. So, right off the bat, we have violated one of our rules with this pick. If the suggestion sheet was not so short, I would have protested this movie. But we will move on. Well, let's go through the characters, shall we? The main characters. We have Andrasta, the puppeteer. Great power as long as she can stay connected, and anybody with a scissor could probably beat her. She's as close to the basket case as we get, but she's also crossed with Magenta and Layla. So it'll make sense in a minute. Trust me. Deja Vu. He's the dollar store multiple man. I guess he's as close to the athlete as we get, but is a clone, get it, of Zach. Metabolism. What the hell kind of name is that? He's named after a bodily function. Might as well name a guy Schmegmacles for he eats stuff and gets big. Once again, Schmegmacles. Maybe he's the athlete and Deja is the brain, but he's crossed with Ethan, not Zach. Klon. Klon creates psychic blasts. Definitely the criminal analog here, especially since the principal went and did the horns thing at him, just like in that other movie. And no doubt he is a ripoff of War and Peace. And then there's Liv. Liv controls demons from the Shadow Realm. What in the actual hell kind of power is that? Well, she is the princess, and frick if I know who she's supposed to be crossed with. So we've pretty much established that this is turning into a Breakfast Club meets Sky High type movie, right? Put them both in a blender. Will it blend? DVD does. Don't breathe that. Why does the superhero need bodyguards? Someone explain that to me. And who's the wakey chick from detention supposed to be? What's her power? What's she do? Oh, she's a werewolf. Interesting. Werewolves to movies are kind of like Bluetooth. You don't always need it, but you kind of want it. Someone crawling through air ducts. I need to know if this can actually happen because this is a plot point or an action in pretty much in a lot of movies, and I don't think it could really work. And clone. Kind of makes sense now. And now it clicks that Principal Hughes, as in John Hughes, he has to write an essay in detention. So puke this Nikes, I'm going to give this a smile. I thought it was fun. Not overly campy. Yes, kind of ripped off some other movies, but it was a nice change of pace from the usual crap we've been getting off of this list.
Nice. All right. I think we might have a picture of Colin coming live to us. It's Colin! All right.
Colin!
I thought it was going to be a refresh the window. Then it turned into, now Chrome can't get to anything. So it's a reboot instead.
All right. You might have missed. Okay.
I saw the message. Yep.
All right. So Colin, you are up next. We are doing Super Detention.
Yes. So Super Detention. So in our list of movies, can't actually see that. I hope it's funny. So in our list of movies, whoever put this in put a little blurb next to it that said something about like cut rate Sky High, and that is exactly what the movie is. So it's like Sky High to the plot, but shot in a single high school, probably somewhere in Los Angeles. I'm assuming. I didn't look into it. Looks like a much richer high school than I ever went to. But it's Sky High. I like Sky High. This movie was okay. I don't remember. I don't think there was any like humongous plot holes that made me mad about it. So I give it a grin.
So, all right, great. All right. So. Super Detention. So I watched both of these last night, and my wife actually watched them with me. Well, she slept through, I think, this one, but she did watch the other one with me. So yeah, this is Sky High meets The Breakfast Club, which I was kind of sad because I said that last night, and then today I read on IMDb, they say it's X-Men meets The Breakfast Club. So I don't know whether I ripped them off seeing this previously, or they're ripping me off digging into my brain through the brainwave transmissions that the government sends out. And then sells to corporate media. I'm not sure which one it is. But regardless, it's a good analogy, right? So it pretty much sums up the movie. It is you got these kids in detention. I do like the sleeping kid, the sleeping girl, and the little twang that puts on this whole thing. I liked the plot. Obviously, they probably got the idea again from the movies that they kind of inspired by, but I do like that they didn't go with like lame superhero powers. They actually went with some decent ones here, which it really would have been easy for them to pick like lame superhero powers, put those guys in detention, and then like only had 1 or 2 powerful people like what they did in Sky High. So here they did a good job. I liked the variety of superpowers. They didn't necessarily rip off other ones that we've seen in other places. That would have also been a very easy thing to do. They came up with some interesting ones like summoning demons and, the puppeteer thing, like Mike said. That was unique and interesting. We hadn't necessarily seen it that way before. The kid growing big was a bit gimmicky, and I really would have wished they would have gone with something else. I mean, if they were running out of ideas for superpowers, they could have gone deep into another comic book catalog or something that nobody had, thought about. And stolen it. They could have done a lot of different things. I don't care, but that one sucked because it was like, oh, every time I need this, I need to eat a sandwich. It wasn't like the sandwich lasted him for like an hour. It was like it lasted him for a punch and then he was done. That was the boringest part of that. But overall, really liked the movie, liked the characters. My wife kept saying, don't we know that guy that, grows big when he eats a sandwich? I'm like, no, I don't think so. We've never seen him before. I'm like, in fact, I seriously doubt we've seen anybody before in this whole movie. I'm like, because it was shot for about $135, and that's it. So, but overall, for the low-budget movies that we've watched, this is probably one of the best ones that we've seen. The effects were a little kooky, I will give you that, but it's better than some of the other stuff I've seen. They at least had an effort here. I thought the acting for what it was pretty good. Sets were pretty good. Most of it was generic high school stuff, so they didn't have to stretch real far. And, I kind of like the whole idea. I'm going to give it a smile overall because I just thought that it was a good quality movie, and especially if you have young kids, I think this would be a great family movie while you're locked up in quarantine. So definitely put it on the list while your kids aren't in school.
So I do have to add, I did not realize that this was a low-budget movie.
Yeah,
I would be tempted to give this a little higher of a rating as a result, because you're right. The fact that I watched it and it didn't dawn on me that it was a low-budget movie at any time, I think that's good. That's a definite positive.
Yeah. Anytime they can mask that fact, I think they're really pulling something off, because we've seen some good low budget movies like this one, and then we've seen some real stinkers. Like what was that like Hillbilly Jack, whatever, the werewolf? Stop, of garbage.
Stop. Don't.
I don't remember what that was. Mike, did you really like that movie?
No, it was the redneck werewolf. Bubba
the redneck werewolf.
Bubba. Yes.
Yes, Bubba the redneck werewolf. Colin, you actually gave that a meh. I actually gave that a smirk, so I really shouldn't say a goddamn thing. But anyway, let us move on.
You gave that a meh.
The Demolition You.
You gave it a higher rating.
Demolition You.
All right. So hold on. I'm sorry. I was making a change. Mike, we're going to kick off with you again.
Again? Oh, wow. So I have to say that I feel a little creepy watching this after the whole Corey Feldman, Corey Haim headline thing that happened last week. And no, not Corey Feldman having the coronavirus, the whole documentary thing. I'm pretty sure the opening theft scene, where they got the idea for the opening of The Rock. Guy drops something and gets locked in. No, we must leave him. He's dead. And that this van that they're driving around in is the same van that the Libyans had in Back to the Future. Now I'm sitting here wondering if Corey Haim is wearing the same football uniform that he wore in Lucas. It was when he allegedly was molested. Now the terrorists show up in the EM-50 Mark II. How many props are they reusing from other movies? I just need to know this. Of course, the van was rigged to explode come on. We didn't see that coming. And, of course, the sergeant has a backstory with the colonel. Does someone want to tell me why most of these Arab-ish terrorists look like Native Americans or Italians? I'm not trying to be racist there. I'm just trying to understand. Corey and Amy Dolan's are getting shot at, and Corey is real good at running in front of her, so she'd be the one to get shot. But then again, if you left it to a woman to pick a direction, no, I kid. Ladies, I love you. The more I watch this lady terrorist, and the more I hear her speak, I feel like she's related to, why in the hell would I even write this knowing I'd have to say it? I feel like she's related to Fran
Drescher.
Dolinskovsky, Devansky, Davidovich. Ski.
Oh, from Dodgeball?
Thank you. Now I don't have to say her name again. I was so hoping, this is how bad my day was going. I was so hoping that when they let that terrorist prisoner out of the back of the van, they came up and he was just like, hello, I'm super. Thanks for asking. The friend knows karate. She got knocked out by one punch from a high school kid or college kid. That's right, college kid. More on that in 1 second. The sergeant shoots the colonel. And nobody has a gun aimed on this guy. I have seen enough movies, good and bad, to know that when they're confronting the terrorists with the hostage like that, a sniper is up on the roof just waiting with the twitchy finger. Probably has his hat turned around and all. You know, he's ready.
He's going, those are the presidents.
So, Pukes or Shnikes, this movie is one in a long line of Corey Haim movies that are barely tolerable. And sadly, this is a sequel to Demolition High, which I would have preferred to watch because it stars Corey Haim and Alan Thicke. So we broke another rule. I'm giving this a verb. If you want to watch some 90s Corey Haim movies, there are much better choices out there. Fast Getaway is one. Dream Machine is another. And if you can find 1993's classic Blown Away, you get the added bonus of Nicole Eggert naked a couple of times.
All right.
Go ahead. Tell me you give this a shnikey. See what happens.
All right. Colin, you're up next.
Oh, definitely not a Schneckes. No. But I was going to mention the Rock thing because actually, The Rock is 1996. This is 1997, so it's completely a full rip-off of The Rock for the entire opening segment. But the opening segment I found kind of hilarious because you have that opening segment, some nondescript military base somewhere. People steal stuff and then they blow it up. And then like this huge shocking throw the titles up. It says Demolition U. And I'm looking at it going, why? Why did you go Demolition U? Like it was some big surprise and that meant anything. If it was a lab at a university that blew up and there'd be a demolition at a university, Demolition U, then you can throw your title up and go, Demolition U. But it was just a military base. And so just Demolition U, just thrown up there. It's like, that's supposed to mean something to me? I guess now that I know that there's a Demolition High, I guess, but still, you have to have something leaking between the two. And it's just like find some other movie where something blows up into the beginning and go, Demolition U! look at IMDb. This is I think one of the more interesting things about this movie, because there isn't much interesting about the movie itself. So there's a section on IMDb that has plot keywords. I don't know if you two have noticed it, but here are the top plot keywords for Demolition U: down blouse, sexy teen, playing hard to get, woman with gun, and running track. So that's what everybody really thinks about this movie. Watching the stupid scene at the beginning where you can see down a girl's shirt before she runs the worst track running you've ever seen. So yeah, that's everybody's favorite scene, I guess. Yay! But that entire thing is just, you're trying to show like younger people today of how men are supposed to treat women and how it used to be bad. This is like the perfect movie to show them. Watching these two guys badgering the girl, trying to get her to go out, and she has no interest at all in going out with them. But they keep trying and even say, "Oh, you're saying no, but what I'm hearing is maybe," or "your body's telling you something else." And it's just like, can you please just have the terrorists come now and shoot both of them right now? Because that would make me happy. Because that's where I was in the movie at that point. I'm not going to give this thing a puke, but it is definitely a belch.
All right. And back to me. So, Demolition U. I'm not going to say that this gets a shnikes, all right? But what I am going to say is that I evidently didn't hate it as much as you guys. Now, I will admit there's better Corey Haim movies out there. License to Drive. Dream a Little Dream. 1 or 2, take your pick. Lost Boys. Last Resort. Like Micah said, Blown Away. There's a long list, all right? He was active for a while. But this is not his finest work. I will give you that. It's not horrible. But I will say, if you're a prepubescent boy or an immature man, I guess like myself, the down blouse scene is one of the best of its kind I've ever seen. All right? And Colin is correct. It is a very sexist, old way that we objectified women. All right? There is no doubt about it. When he goes, "Well, you say no, but in my opinion, no means maybe, and maybe means yes." That is rape culture at its best. I won't disagree. So that whole line of verbiage, I just thought, well, that sounds rapey. Maybe he should just do, the old Dean Martin song while he's at it. Let's just complete the picture. So, yes, that was bad. All right. I also think that just as bad as when the gun was dropped down the stairs in True Lies, the likelihood of a gun accidentally discharging and purposefully killing the people that you want it to kill and not killing the people you don't want it to kill in the control room was just as unlikely. So, all these things are things that happen, though, in adventure movies, in bad adventure movies specifically. But you have to just embrace those. You have to know, hey, this is going to happen. Because this isn't Vin Diesel. This isn't The Rock. This is Corey Haim. The stupid kid. He's not going to break somebody's neck. He's not going to jump off a building. He's going to stay a corny line. Or he's going to act confused and passive. And he's going to get the gun kicked out of his hand by the girl who knows karate. And then inexplicably, like Mike said, he's going to knock her out with one punch. That doesn't really happen. But this is Corey Haim in an action-adventure movie with no real other notable stars in it. If we still had VHS players in 1997, this would have been a direct-to-VHS movie. Hell, if we'd have had reel-to-reels, this would have been on a 35mm film strip or 8mm film strip. In fact, I'm not sure that they didn't first manufacture it on slides. But the movie is what it is. It's a crappy action flick. I agree, tons of plot holes. I agree, unlikely scenario. I did enjoy the teacher getting shot. I thought that was great. I thought that they really needed to kill the turncoat army guy a lot faster. My wife and I kept saying he needs to die and somebody needs to do it now, and we don't really care how. But we also thought that if the female FBI agent had had her skirt a little shorter or her heels a little taller, maybe she'd be further up in the organization and not have to go out for crappy assignments anymore. So all these things factor into account when you're watching a Corey Haim action movie. All right? So with that said, I'm giving this a smile. And I will take my lashings now.
I ain't gonna lash you. Whatever. Hey, it's all good. We know you, resident perv.
Colin, we lost
Can't hear you now.
What'd you do? Did you mute your microphone?
Oh, yeah. I muted the microphone.
Oh, okay.
So the dogs weren't interrupting you. Sorry.
Oh.
Because we only have like 3 minutes left, I went ahead and did the random numbers.
Okay.
So I came up with 13 and 17, which are the answer and the fuzz. So next shows will be the movies.
It's the series.
Yes.
So, folks, sorry for this abbreviated show, but these are the times that we live in. We will chime back in with you at some point in the future. We hope that you all survive the apocalypse. And when our roach overlords tell us that we can go on the air again, that's when we will be back on the air. Make sure that you check the internet and subscribe to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds, because we will be broadcasting that information out there to let everyone know, when we can all be available again. We will also be able to give you the all clear from the nuclear fallout, which evidently is the only way to get rid of COVID-19 that we know of. So, until then, everyone, please make sure to stay safe, stay sanitary, and don't hug your loved ones because they might be carriers, especially if they're small children. Pets, animals, or imaginary friends at this point are even carriers, according to the CDC. So please be careful. With that said, though, I certainly have called a halt to all of my personal appearances, and I think all of you guys have as well.
Yeah, my next one was to be April 4th, owned for a month.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a meet and greet at a veterans breakfast on Saturday. That's been canceled. I also do not know if the trivia night that I'm hosting is going to be going forward or not. So at this point, stay tuned for updates is all that we can tell you if you are hoping to catch us live somewhere. So, folks, with that said, again, in all seriousness, please watch yourselves out there and just don't be stupid. That's what this all comes down to, is don't be dumb. And watch out for the, please check in on your elderly, not necessarily in person, but give them a call and see how they are doing and ask them if they need anything, because they are, of course, the ones that are at most risk. And that's not a joke. That's true. Those people are the ones that are the most compromised. Or unless you know someone who happens to be immunocompromised, cancer treatment patients, people with other situations like that, and pregnant women evidently are also extremely affected by this too. So in all seriousness, watch out for those folks and just, be safe out there. So that's it. Anything else from you guys?
Nope.
No.
All right, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the Ape Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks, because we are done for now. Later.